A horrifying story in Paulding County tonight. This house fire left 3 children dead and their mother in jail. A 911 caller says she was stabbing her children inside that burning home. A shocking story, still much more to learn about what exactly happened here. And Channel 2's Elizabeth Rawlins joins us now live. Elizabeth, you talked to neighbors out there to try to find out more about what exactly was going on inside that house.
Yeah, such a tragic situation, Justin. 3 children dead. 3 others went to the hospital, including one that's recovering here at Wellstar Kennesom Hospital here in Cobb County. Multiple agencies, including the GBI, are investigating after a Paulding County woman allegedly murdered 3 of her children. 40-year-old Darlen Brister is now facing malice murder charges after investigators received a report of a house fire where a woman was inside allegedly attacking and stabbing her children.
There's 3 lives gone.
I spoke to a couple of neighbors who witnessed the chaotic and tragic scene unfold on Woodwind Drive late Friday night.
When I walked out the door, I could see the fire in the house.
When investigators arrived, they found 7 children in the home. 2 were already dead. 3 others were taken to the hospital.
They bring the kids out dead, and she's still alive and unhurt, hiding in the house. That's pitiful.
According to these neighbors, the family has lived here for the last 5 years, and while they would see the family often, they hardly knew much about them.
She don't talk to nobody. The kids talk, but they don't talk.
We just seen them. We never communicated with them.
But they had heard about ongoing domestic issues at the house, but they never thought it would lead to this deadly violence between a mother and her children.
It's sad. It's real sad. Yeah. Why would somebody do that to some children?
Just awful. And Elizabeth Rawlins back with us now live tonight. Elizabeth, the cause of death for each of the children is still unclear.
Yeah, that's right, Justin. In fact, we've got 3 children that have died. We're not sure if they were related to the stabbing or related to the fire or just another injury. In fact, one of the 3 children that ended up in the hospital had a leg injury from jumping out the window. Of course, this is something we're going to continue to follow and keep you updated. Justin?
A story that's impossible to comprehend. Thank you, Elizabeth.
It's Sunday. Good morning. It's Sunday, June 26th. The year is 2022. So abortion rights have been rolled back for many states and will affect millions of women across the United States. There's going to be a disaster. In that video you just saw where here in Atlanta, a young woman stabbed her 3 children to death and set the house on fire. They never discussed those children, the age of those children. But I can imagine those children are relatively young and are able to defend themselves from their own mother. You have to wonder, why would a mother stab her own children to death and then set the house on fire? So we're going to see a lot more of this stuff as more and more women are forced to give birth to these children that they really may not want. And if you all think there's going to be some help from anybody to help these women, if you all think that there's going to be some help to babysit, watch these kids, to increase their incomes to take care of these children, that these men who help them, these women have these children, will miraculously hang around because they can't get an abortion. And there will be a lot of women who will not be able to get an abortion. And they're not going to be able to travel to states that offer abortion. And they're not going to be able to get, it's going to be a disaster that's mainly going to affect people of color and minorities who do not have the financial means to eliminate a pregnancy they don't want. But this is what everybody wants. We don't like abortion. We're pro-life. They're so pro-life until the baby get here, and then there's no help at all for that child. No financial help, no mental help for the mother, no housing help. They didn't slash welfare back. They don't want to give nobody shit. They don't give nobody nothing. But they want these kids here. They want you to have these babies. But they don't want to do nothing to help you. We're going to see more and more stories very similar to this horrible situation. A few years ago, maybe about a year or 2 ago, maybe longer, a woman killed her kids here in Atlanta. She had 6 or 7 kids. She had a whole bunch of kids. She stuck 2 twin boys in an oven. when that incident happened, I was disgusted. She had all those kids. No help from nobody. She put her kids in the oven. The families that called DFACS and Family Children Services, and I'm just wondering what these Republicans are thinking, because you have all these kids in foster care all over across the United States and nobody wants them. So now we're going to, over the next few years, more and more women are going to be forced to having children they do not want to have, and there will be no help. Jesus ain't motherfucking coming to do self-save y'all. None of y'all ain't them motherfuckers. None of you. And if you think forcing these women to have children will make them all of a sudden do the right thing, it's insane. Some women don't need to have children. Some mothers shouldn't be mothers. It's weird because I know so many friends and family members, women that I know who've had abortions. And not one of them said, I regret having that abortion. Not one. Not one has said, and I've asked, do you regret having that abortion back then? And said, no, I'm glad I didn't have that baby because I was not prepared to have that child. Here's the funny thing. I know plenty of married couples, who made the decision to terminate a pregnancy that they didn't want. Married couples, friends I know, who said, no, we're not having this baby. I said, oh, I thought you were pregnant. No, we didn't want that. They were silent, very quiet. And abortion is always a subject that nobody wants to talk about. But I've always been the go-to person whenever there's an issue. I've even had women come up to me and say, Walter, would you consider adopting this child? No. And y'all, I wasn't at a point to adopt no child. I barely got at a point to take care of this damn dog we just got over here. That dog, one of my head pissing and crapping on these brand new floors. He about to be living out in the doghouse in the backyard and be out there nailing up there. Y'all put some tile in there for his ass because that's where he's going to be living. We'll stick in this little condo. Dogs have to be crate trained for a while until you learn how to use the bathroom inside and out. I think the excitement of having a new puppy here just got a little bit crazy because his dog running all over the damn place, and he run and hide someplace and go pee someplace and crap, and I be walking around. So shit, how do you get up here? And there's 4 flights of stairs in this house. He can go all the way to the top, and he can't get back down. So by up there, he said, oh shit, I gotta use the bathroom up here. Perfect spot over here on this beautiful towel. And grab him going right back down. And they would sit up there howling, somebody come get me, help, I'm up the top of the stairs, help. Then you go get him, and 3 hours later you come back up and say, oh shit, this dog can crap and piss in here. Y'all, this is gonna be a disaster in Black America. This is gonna be horrible. These women are gonna have these children are gonna end up abused, murdered, harmed in such a way. It's not like it's raining outside. We need some rain. When the crews are not here at the house and the house is quiet, I love the house when these workers are not here. I had a few days to relax, and they came back in. We come to finish up. Yeah, they came back in and finished. They finally corrected this paint inside this house. I was happy after they did all this shit. I said, okay, we took a whole 2 weeks to correct this bull crap over here and paint the house alone. Put the trim paint on the walls. I got to live with the trim paint. Actually, the trim paint is just a semi-gloss paint that they put on the walls, and actually everybody seems to like it. You can wash the walls now. I'm like, okay, we can keep them clean now. Damn, bastards. But we corrected a lot of sheetrock issues that they had in too. It looks a whole lot better. They came back in sanding and signing. And of course, that they get finished, they want to what? Money. I wish I could have aborted their asses. No, this is going to be a disaster. And the sad part about it is I know so many women who've had abortions. Married, single, educated, smart women who ended up pregnant, who are on birth control, they're on an IUD, all kinds of stuff happened. And don't forget now, maybe y'all don't know this, but my mother was on birth control when all of a sudden I showed up, hey! I'm on birth control, this shit didn't work. No, didn't work. Here I am sitting here alive and well. So, here's the deal. Y'all got all these abortion people who are for pro-life, but they don't want to have any type of financial support to these women and families with these kids. They don't want to do it Now, maybe I'm missing something. Do y'all see any programs to help these families? We got all these homeless people on these streets, but many of them have children. Is there any program to help them? Maybe am I missing something? I haven't seen any program that say if you are a young woman who's pregnant, we're going to assist you. I have not seen no commercials on TV for that. Dial this number, 1-800-HELP. We will help you with housing, food, and clothing, and education. We keep that. I haven't seen shit. Maybe I'm watching the wrong TV channel. Where's the help? Where's the assistance for these women? This is going to be a disaster. They don't give a fuck, though. Now, here's the crazy part. Now, y'all know these people don't give a fuck whether you've been raped or incest or if you have a health problem or if the child might come out with all types of health issues. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. Ooh, I feel sorry for these young girls who are now coming of age in this era, who are 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years of age, who will end up pregnant because their hormones are raising, they end up having sex, and they end up with a baby you ain't gonna be able to get rid of. And if y'all think these Republicans with they selfish motherfucking ignorant asses are gonna put some programs in place to help these women, ain't happening. You're on your own. Doom, doom. And if the elevator tries to, whatever that song says, go crazy, punch another floor. These women are gonna go crazy. Stuck with children, they don't want to. Forced to have kids, they can't get rid of. Forced to start a family, forced to take on a burden that they're not going to have any financial help. Oh, sure, I know there's some programs out there. Yeah, we're going to offer this. I did see something in Texas they're offering to these women. I'm thinking, Lord, y'all going to help these women y'all going to support these women for the next 18 years, 18, 19, 20 years of these children. Going to be all right. These Republicans, they have slashed all types of public assistance program. It's almost impossible to get a Section 8 voucher for these women who are families who need Section 8. There's no Medicare or health. They don't even want to give Medicare to families here in Georgia. It's just utterly ridiculous. But they're concerned about this fetus. That fetus is going to turn into a baby, which is going to turn into a child, which is going to turn into a teenager. Are you all willing to help any of these people? Any of these? They ain't doing shit. So glad I ain't got to worry about that mess. Ooh, Lord, that mercy thing. Thank God I'm gay. I ain't got to worry about that. In this bad-ass mother, when I had to put some crap on his flat, I can throw him in this little condo, lock his ass in there, and don't worry about that. Mouth clean, floor stays back clean. I have watched so many of my family members and friends struggle to raise these kids. I've watched them struggle. And don't let it be a health issue. Don't let that baby come into this world having health issues. Good luck. Good luck. And I hear people say, they're killing babies. But nobody wants to help. Do you all know what child care costs? Do you? You gotta work, put your child in child care. You know how expensive that is? Medicine, diapers, baby formula. Okay, yeah, WIC will help. They give you some little, but can you imagine the struggle? Y'all don't understand this because I've seen too many of my own family members struggle with the kids they had struggle. And I said, Lord have mercy. And of course you get these calls. I need this, I need that, I need this, I need every motherfucking thing. Every damn thing. And you sit there thinking, why did you have this child? It takes a village. Where's the village? Where's all these people that are going to help you with this child? It can't just be me. I bought clothes, shoes, diaper, food. I did everything for my sisters with these damn kids. They had husbands. They still were struggling. I didn't get it. My sister was still popping out kids. I said, okay, why are you having these kids? And y'all struggling over here. I didn't get that. They weren't on no welfare, food stamps. How was that possible? Working, they had to babysit the kids. I'm like, okay, I'm 19, 20, 21 years of age. I don't babysit no kids. Watching kids, watching all my kids, sisters' kids. I didn't mind. They bring them over, drop them off. I said, okay, fine. I have to watch them. All of them. I was a responsible uncle. They needed food. I gave food. They needed transportation. I gave them transportation. They needed a car. Buy them a car. You know, a lot. For kids, you know, I didn't understand this. I was very confused by this. Now, my nieces and nephews say, well, Mama said, you said we should never been born. I said, no, that's not what I said. I said, why are you having these children if you don't have financially to take care of them? That's what I told my sisters. Y'all didn't have these kids to take care of them. But they needed help. It never ended. Right up to the day my sisters died, they needed help, even in death. These kids are grown. I hate it when I ain't grown kids. I'm like, okay, we speak the same cycle here. You don't want to see nobody struggle. I call, how y'all doing, what's going on, what's the deal? I've had to pay rent, car notes, insurance. I've had to assist in maids. Then I sit back and say, okay, this is a repeated cycle. We ain't learned nothing. What is going to happen when these families are stuck with these kids? They're going to be stuck with them. And there will be no help from nobody. Because thank goodness I was in a financial position to help, and I wasn't always in a financial position to help. But I don't have any children. I don't have any. I'm still assisting my nieces and nephews right down to today. This past week, wrote checks and paid bills. These are grown people. I said, okay, what is going on here? But they got children now. The cycle continues. Poverty and despair. What is going on here? And these fucking crazy ass right to lifers, they ain't giving shit. I have yet seen any organization that's dedicated to pro-life giving these families grants, food, money, anything. No, we want the babies to be born. Even if a woman's been raped and assaulted, and they want that baby to still be born. It's like, okay, this is insane. Who in their right mind would want to have a child by a man that raped them that they don't even know? In many instances, rape is not... There are incidents of rape that happen that these women are raped by complete strangers. And they would be forced to carry to term a pregnancy they did that by somebody they don't want. What is the fuck is going on here? And I know some friends and family members who went through rape. I can imagine them having to be forced to bring a child into this world after incident as severe as rape. Do you all not understand what this is going to do? And I have some horror stories in my own family of women who had children by men they didn't know and they didn't want that child. And the harm that was done to that child. In my own family. And I just sit back and say, okay, this is going to be a disaster. Hey, I'm 52 years of age. I ain't about to have no sex with no woman and have no kids. I'm going to close and lock my door and set the alarm. And not worry about it. Because this seems to be this, you know, the United States is on the way to many, and if those Republicans get in control, you know, Mitch McConnell made the comment, you know, we want to ban abortion on the federal level. God forbid that happens. It ain't my problem, though. Make sure that let it be known right now. No, it ain't my problem. I am no longer part of the village. I'm over there. I'm in the village, but I'm way over there in the elderly section. We can't be dealing with this nonsense over there. Y'all leave us alone. Figure it out. Better practice some abstinence and get you some good damn condoms. You better get 8 birth controls if you got to. Just take all of them shit. You better figure it out. Because you end up pregnant, you better have you transportation to get to them states and money and hotel and food to get to them states where they allow abortions for now. But if they continue down this path, you know, it's kind of weird that the United States has just been going backwards. Make America great again. Yeah, they making it great again, ain't they? Make America great again. Wow. Well, like I said, this is going to be a disaster for a lot of women and a lot of these kids who never asked to be brought. You know, I've met a lot of people over the years who despise their parents, hate them. I mean, hate their parents. And I always say, what happened? And then they tell me the horrible stories of poverty and abuse. I did a video with this Hollis boy. Y'all need to look at those videos where he was sexually assaulted by his mother's own boyfriend and men that lived in his neighborhood ever since he was a kid. Sexually assaulted. Some people don't need to have children, right? We are now about to see women forced to have children they do not want. And y'all think they just gonna all of a sudden turn into happy mom. Oh, I didn't want this baby, but guess what? You showed up and I'm just happy as can be. Y'all ignorant as hell if you think that. And if you think God and Jesus and angels gonna come in and swoop in and say that, baby, you a motherfucking fool. You're an idiot. The entities don't exist. And if y'all think the United States government is going to put some plans in place to help these families financially with these selfish ass, hateful, ignorant ass Republicans trying to be who are behind this bullshit, and some Democrats secretly, the whole issue about abortion was this, to me, is why are these people so worried about what another woman is doing? Why can't they mind their own fucking business? Worry about their own uterus. That makes the most sense to me. Quit worry about what she doing across town. They ain't got shit to do with you. Because when she had that baby, you're not going to be able to help to do any damn thing any damn way. They're so worried about other people's and other. It's just sad. I never got that. And y'all think they're not going to go after gay marriage? Oh, but Clarence Thomas said, y'all know, he can let a look at that too. Well, the United States is going down a slippery path. And it's going to harm a lot of people. Ooh, these young black women going to be in trouble. So many women over the years have had abortions. Now, these women won't have access to this. And y'all about to see a disaster take place. And if you think like my mother, oh, I think everything gonna just work out so great, God is good, I'm just gonna slap her ass sometimes. God ain't showed up and did shit. And those of you motherfuckers think he gonna show up, you a goddamn fool like my mother. I love her with all my heart, but my mother is insane. I went up to her place that she got all this Jesus shit out there. I want to rip that shit out the wall and throw it in the trash. But I said, this is her house, and that's what she want to hang on the wall, so be it. We had to buy her a new bed. Went in there, the old bed we had purchased. You had to drag that out and put in a new one. And I stuck the old bed down here in my basement and used over here for my little Airbnb. My mother has always been religiously insane. Always. I just see these people smiling. These babies are going to be born. God, these babies are a blessing. To who? Certainly not to the mothers who are going to be forced to have these kids. It's definitely not going to be a blessing to a child to come up in the world and grow up in poverty and be raised by parents who don't want them. I've seen this story. And it's a horror movie. I've seen how kids get abused by parents who don't want them. The foster care, 400,000 kids in foster care nationwide that don't nobody want. How many of these children are going to end up dead by their own parents, like this woman in this news clip beforehand? Makes me sick to even think, what is wrong with these people? This is sad. This is Horrifying. That these women will be forced to have these kids they don't want, and these kids are going to suffer the consequences. Yeah, I've seen it. My own sister's kids suffered abuse. Especially my oldest sister, Mia. What she did to those kids disgusted me, and I was just too young to do anything about it. I know better now as a 52-year-old man. When I was in my early 20s, I had no clue what we could do, if anything, at that point. And this is going to be happening repeatedly all over the United States. And some people are not going to be able to get that abortion. Some people are not going to be able to afford to fly off to these states to have it and have the financial means to go get some help. Some people are going to be stuck. And y'all think this is going to turn out good. It ain't. But anyway, Mama said, God got it. God is good. These babies are a blessing. Mama, shut the fuck up. I was over at my mother's house and they was moving that bed around. She was so busy yelling and giving out orders. I said, Mama, get in the... My mother's 77 years of age, using a walker to get around. And she's so busy barking out orders. I said, Mama, what are you doing? Have a seat. These men trying to take this bed out of here, put this bed in here. What are you doing? They didn't do their job they've been paid to do. Move this van, do this, do that. I said, Mama, please. She's so busy ripping and running instead of going to that kitchen or sitting on the couch watching that Christian program that was on that cable TV that I'm paying for. I said, all she watches this Christian mess. I'm going to go over there and turn the channel to news. I'm watching some news and hell, and Jesus, God, had a choir singing. She barking orders and chaos and confusion, getting in the damn way. I want to say, Mama, will you please just get out of the way? And one of the guys was like, we got it, don't worry about it. We deal with this all the time. I said, how can you deal with these old folks? She's literally in the way, barking orders. I don't want to be old and grouchy like that. Good Lord, I need to reevaluate things over here, make sure I'm not a grouchy person over here. I'm going to talk to my plastic planet again. Hey, I'm back. I've been neglecting him since the little puppy showed up over here. But if you all are not horrified by what's about to take place in this country, do you think these babies going to be a blessing? Can you imagine? But anyway, today is Sunday, June 26th. The year is 2022. And I'm out of here. Look forward to reading you all's comments. What y'all think about this mess. Anyway, I'm out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Sunday. Sorry, I want to see this.